Hi, I am ThatPaulGuy, and it's Thursday. Thursday, January 23rd, 2020, and I'm gonna, no, it's Thursday last week. Sorry about that, guys. Had a doctor's appointment. Sorry. I really tried to get things out. It didn't work out. But anyway, we're going to continue. We're going to make things right. We're going to start you off with space news. First of all, I don't know how many of you guys got to see it on Sunday. It was delayed from Saturday until Sunday. But SpaceX performed their first live abort test. They actually launched the Falcon 9 rocket. It went up at about 84 to 88 seconds into the test. The main engine cutoff happened, which separated the Dragon capsule. The Draco engines took the capsule away from what then became a breakup and explosion of the Falcon 9 rocket, and the capsule made it safely up into the Earth's atmosphere and then came back down, guided, parachuted, the whole 9 yards, landed. Looked beautiful from all the telemetry and everything. This was a perfect test. And SpaceX should now be ready to go ahead and take astronauts as early as March or April. March is when the equipment will be ready. April is when they say that everybody should be ready to go. They have to make sure they work in time slots of when the ISS is open and when launch schedules and stuff like that. So that's what we're working on right now. Also in space news, over the past weekend, Friday and Monday both, two astronauts, Chritina Koch and Jessica Meir, made their second and third spacewalk together, changing out batteries and stuff like that on the space station, swapping out the old stuff and putting the new stuff in. I was originally going to report on their spacewalk on Friday, but then realized there was one also scheduled for Monday. So in the past week, they have made two walks together, about 6.5 or 7 hours. This is the third time that two women have done a spacewalk together, and it's been them both times. Chritina is getting ready to come back down at about 325 days, 328 days, I think it is, that she's coming back to Earth. So almost a year up there. Jessica's going to stay up there a little bit longer, but congrats to those two astronauts. Amazing job. And it looks like everything should be good to go with the batteries and all that stuff on the space station now. So that's pretty cool too. Moving on to tech news. The trial for Sprint and T-Mobile has ended. Last week they wrapped things up. There was final arguments and everything. We don't know which way this is going to go, folks. What this means, if it goes through, is that the new T-Mobile, which includes the Sprint, and then Dish Network will become entities. So T-Mobile Sprint will become the new T-Mobile. They will be able to use 5G on both the 600 megahertz and the 25 gigahertz band, while Dish will be able to borrow some of T-Mobile's network and bandwidth, and they will become your fourth carrier. All the trial and all that stuff has wrapped up. Now what we're waiting on is the judge's decision, and that's probably not going to come for a couple weeks. So we don't know how exactly that's going to work out. There's a lot of things kind of hinged on this. If T-Mobile doesn't get to merge with Sprint, they are going to have to stick to their 600 megahertz, which they have, serving about 200 million people so far. But that is by far a weaker signal, and it's a little bit slower band. And although it will reach more people, it won't be quite as effective as if they had the real tight, narrow 25 megahertz band as well that Sprint could provide. So here's hoping it comes out well for everybody, and then everybody's happy, except for the 13 states that decided they wanted to sue and kind of prevent this from happening. So we'll see what happens, but that is up in the air, and we're just waiting on a judge's decision. Also in tech news, Microsoft has decided that Edge needs a facelift. Well, they actually decided it quite a while back, but they've actually done something about it now. They have redesigned the Edge browser to include the Chromium browser, which is an open source program that means anybody can use it. It's the same thing that Google builds Chrome on. And even though Chrome is a proprietary program, the open source material underneath it, Chromium, can be adjusted or, it can be tailored to fit whatever Microsoft needs, but the basic browser itself will operate the same way. So Microsoft, they have allowed people to start downloading it, and I'll provide a link for that. But in about 3 weeks or so, I think it is when it automatically starts downloading. So if you are one of those people that does use Edge, look for an update for it, or if you want to just try it out, like I said, I'll leave a link below so you can go ahead and take a look at it. In gaming news, CD Projekt Red, the people that brought you the Witcher series and also are going to be bringing you CyberPunk 2077, have decided to delay the release of CyberPunk 2077 from April to September. Now, this is almost unheard of nowadays because everybody's always rushing to get the product out. But you have to admit, this is a pretty cool thing that they are doing. They want to make sure that the product is right, it's polished, playable, and doesn't need any bug fixes or anything like that when it comes out. Now, this is, I mean, like I said, it's almost unheard of. Nobody does this anymore. They're too busy trying to get the almighty dollar, and they're not paying attention to the actual consumer, which is us. Well, CD Projekt Red, thank you. You're listening to the consumer. You're making sure that things are out. And we don't mind waiting 5 months if it's good, if it doesn't need anything else, if it's polished, if it works. Not going to mention any Red Dead Redemption 2 names about games that have come out recently that were just totally broken when they got released, or any entire projects like Stadia that just do not work the way they're intended. Make sure it works right. Give it to us that way, and we'll love you forever, and we'll be loyal. So we definitely appreciate that. And thank you very much for doing it. And finally, and you're kidding, right? Build-A-Bear Workshop is getting involved with characters from The Mandalorian, including the child, or as you and I might know, Baby Yoda. Now, the company Funko went ahead and released a Baby Yoda doll back in December, but it's backordered until May. And it looks like Build-A-Bear Workshop will actually have these in March or April, where you can go in and actually build your own Baby Yoda. So this is, like I said, the child is what it's called. It's from the show The Mandalorian on Disney+. Evidently, this is a huge hit. And I don't know why nobody thought about anything having to do with marketing or merchandising or anything like that when the series came out or when the series was introduced. But now you've got all kinds of people trying to fight for something that, I mean, doesn't even exist yet. So we'll see what happens. But Build-A-Bear Workshop getting involved, and we should see this probably in March or April at all their locations. So that's all I got for this week. I appreciate you guys sticking with me. Sorry I missed last week. It was kind of unavoidable. I had to go see a specialist about the spider bite that I've got, and I just was not able to get a video out like I should have been. We're going to correct that though. We're getting everything figured out, and even though I've got an appointment this week, I'm doing this video early so we can get it in the pipe and get it going. As always, you're welcome to share, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Leave me kind of comments. I love reading your comments and your suggestions, and I look forward to seeing them. So that's all I got for right now. I'm going to try to do something this weekend as well. I don't know how well that's going to work out, but I will absolutely do my best, and we'll try to get back on schedule with it. It's Thursday. So like I said, that's all I got for right now, folks. So until later, I guess that's it. So I'll see you later.